President-elect Barack Obama wants to work with politicians in Washington to reform health care programs such as Medicare and Medicaid. A recent survey by Rutgers University says 1/5 of undergraduates reported cheating on tests, while nearly half of them reported cheating on assignments. Library officials hand out pamphlets to reinforce the idea of watching your things even if you cannot watch them personally. As midterm season approaches, studies from universities across the country are claiming cheating has gone high-tech. Instead of writing notes on the inside of your hand, students today are using their iPods, cell phones, and surprisingly their water bottles. The website Household Hacker posted a video that explains to students how to turn their water or soda bottles into cheat sheets. Students at Cal State Northridge say taking the time to cheat isn't worth it when you could have been studying the whole time.
If you're going to take the time to use your iPod or write on the back of water bottles and whatnot, then you should probably just study because same amount of time.
No, it's not, because in the long run you don't learn anything, and that's the whole point of going to school, to learn stuff.
Schools like CSUN have a cheating policy that if a student is caught cheating in some way, then they automatically fail the class the assignment was in and could be expelled.
But the bottom line is, I think if you're cheating yourself.
Professors at CSUN say that students that choose to cheat only take away from their own education they or their parents are paying for.
Why pay for an education that you're not going to be getting?
Well, basically, I think they are misusing technology. Text messaging, this kind of stuff, no at all in my classroom. Cell phones off. iPods, no at all.
Not only that it's ethically wrong, but it's unnecessary most of the time because by the time they get ready to use those things, they end up learning the material anyway.
A recent survey by Rutgers University says 1/5 of undergraduates reported cheating on tests, while nearly half of them reported cheating on assignments. Experts say colleges should do more to discourage cheating and give teachers more incentive to catch cheaters. But the best way to not get caught cheating is not cheat at all. In Northridge, I'm Robert Cisneros for Valley View News. Here at Cal State Northridge's Oviatt Library, students have had to be more alert this semester because of a rise in personal belongings being stolen. The biggest concern is laptops being stolen, especially when students leave their belongings to use the bathroom, answer a phone call, or even take a nap. Some students say leaving their items unattended isn't a big concern since they plan on being gone only for a few moments.
If I know I'm only going to take maybe like 5 minutes, I just leave my laptop here.
Others say a person should still be cautious when leaving their things alone.
Overall, I do feel very safe, but I've become more aware of my surroundings now.
Just pretty much carry everything with you. And if you can't, you have to try to get someone that you can rely on to watch it.
Library administrators say the thieves have been so successful because they work in groups.
We've had instances where students have been working in threes as a group, and one student has been a lookout, and the other student retrieves the item, and then they take the items down and they hand it to the third student that's right outside the library.
Library officials hand out pamphlets to reinforce the idea of watching your things even if you cannot watch them personally. The school also offers a program that will track your laptops via the internet if you're afraid of them being stolen. In Northridge, I'm Robert Cisneros for Valley View News. Kaiser Family Foundation and the Los Angeles Times report in a recent poll that more than a quarter of U.S. residents say they or their families have struggled to pay for health insurance because of the economy. The poll also found that over 20% of U.S. residents claim they or a member of their household had to stay with their current job or had to switch jobs because of health coverage. Experts say this is a multi-layered problem.
Well, I think it's creating a lot of stress, and stress leads to health issues, and unemployment oftentimes takes people's health care benefits away.
And as the economy gets worse, then legitimate employers will look to cut back on insurance and benefits.
The U.S. Department of Commerce and the Bureau of Economic Analysis show expenditures for health care are growing at nearly 4% a year, while expenditures on other consumer goods grow at only 2.5% a year. The rise in healthcare costs has been blamed to a large consumer demand and demands from an aging and increasingly wealthy population. Ultimately, the consumer will bear the burden of increases in healthcare with possible higher taxes, less alternative services, and lower wages if a solution isn't found. President-elect Barack Obama wants to work with politicians in Washington to reform health care programs such as Medicare and Medicaid so he won't have to raise taxes or increase our ever-growing deficit. In Northridge, I'm Robert Cisneros for Valley View News. It's that time of the year again when people are ready to be spooked, but one local park gives its visitors the opportunity to be scared while learning some valuable history in the process. Two French scientists who discovered the AIDS virus and a German who found the cervical cancer virus were awarded the 2008 Nobel Prize for Medicine. Hello and welcome to On Point. I'm Robert Cisneros. Today we will be talking about clinical depression. There seems to be a general consensus that there is a stigma, especially among men, about depression and getting treated for depression. Would you elaborate on this?
Yes, I think there is. Males respond differently than females to depression.
Do these drugs, do they in a sense repress the depression, or can they cure it?
Rob, your question is quite controversial, as you perhaps are aware.
Right.
I think that there are differing views. I think the majority of the field likely believes that the medicines are part of a healing curative process.
You mentioned something about a kind of a situational depression. I mean, isn't it completely normal for someone at some time in their life to feel sad or depressed or something, but when does that cross the line from sadness into depression, and what are the warning signs of this?
Well, to some degree, it depends on the intensity and the length of time.
Can depression truly be cured, or is it something that someone continuously has to struggle with their entire lives?
Well, it depends on the individual, it depends on, what's depressing them. It depends to some degree on their biological history as well.
What should students do looking for jobs now after college?
Well, I don't think it really is going to affect students, not the students that are freshmen or sophomores. It's the graduating seniors that are coming out in the soft employment market that are going to have a problem.
I'd like to thank my guests one more time. I'm Robert Cisneros, and this is On Point.